good evening, everyone. How are you
Hello.
doing?
Wonderful.
Fine, thanks.
Good.
Good. Well, we are so privileged to have Lori with us, and she's going to enlighten us on membership and challenge us and encourage us and tell us what we need to do to get rocking and rolling. I pulled up the latest numbers for Florida, and we're at 2,815 plus 3 associates, so 218 members so far. So we're easing toward our goal.
Yay.
Okay, are we good?
Yep. Lori, we're anxious.
Just so you know, on those numbers, associates don't count in
Right.
the official count because they're already members of some other club, and so therefore we can't double count them. Anyway, thank you everybody for coming tonight. I'm really excited to see some new faces and some I don't want to say old faces, but familiar faces. How's that? And I'm really excited about sharing a couple new ideas that you're going to be seeing coming out in Capital Connection and some other things. When Barbara Price asked me to do this, she was pretty, just generic. Tell us something about membership, and you have an hour. So it's like, okay. Well, I think one of the things I want to start with, I'm going to have two parts. The first part is kind of doing a quick overview of the website. And then the second part is about building membership. So the first part, the reason why it's important for us to get into the website is because there's all kinds of tools that we have out there and good ideas and a lot of information that'll help everybody be successful in their leadership roles, in their committee roles, and also be well advised on, what the club should be doing and what some other ideas are out there to help our leaders be successful. So if you guys have a minute, let me go ahead and share my screen. Let's see. Okay, I can share it. It's going to let me share. Here we go. All right, well, I don't see where I am, so hold on. See if I can. Here we go. Every Zoom meeting is just a little different. All right, can everybody see that?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm logged in as a club president. It's a sample person we have on the website that we use to test things out. And not many people have actually explored the website. And there's tons of information in here that at times can be very overwhelming at the same time. So I wanted to highlight a few things and kind of just talk about what's behind it. And then hopefully you can come back as you log in and do a little bit more investigation and kind of where to go and what you're looking for. So the first thing I want to show to you guys is the club profile. This is where people go if they're looking to join NFRW, but they don't know, who to contact, how to get involved, or where to find a club or anything. And it's very important that our clubs do this. So they go to join us, and then they go to this club, state, and region directory, which is an awesome directory. It's an interactive map. On the right side here are the different regions, and each region has its own profile, and a contact form that you can send an email to your region director. Each state also has a state profile. So if you click on Florida, it'll bring up the Florida profile, and you can see you've got your logo over here. You can see Barbara's picture. There's a summary at the top. Down here, these numbers up here, the volunteer hours and the number of members, that's all entered by us. But there's a link to your state website. The number of clubs you have is generated from the database. But all of the details down here is somebody had to put that in. I'm thinking that probably Valerie, the state secretary, or somebody put that in. And then it pulls up the president's bio. But at the bottom of the screen, you can see it lists all of the clubs, and people can search by zip code, the city, a club name, or just by state. And you can scroll through this. Let me see if I can get people out of the way here. To look at the different clubs. Well, if you go and you click on a club name, then it brings up the club profile. And you can see RWC of Duval Federated. It pulls in their club charter number. A lot of people don't know what their club charter number is. There's a link to the website. It says how many members they had last year. And then the award winners, we entered that. This club profile could be improved by having an overview available. And you can see people then, once they get to this club and they look at, oh, I'm free on the second Thursday, I want to reach out to this club president. They can fill out this form here, and it sends an email to the club president. But you can see it puts in the dues, some of the things they're doing, the president's bio, and it helps people find your club so that they can join. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. And
I got it.
the club president is the only one that can update that. So if there's something that needs to be updated, you need to talk to her and have her do that. As a club president, she has this admin's feature here, and this is where she would go in and update the club profile. But she can also go in here and download her club roster, and it'll give her all of the members that have been members of that club since 2017. She can also export letters and membership cards for all of her members. A lot of people like to be card-carrying members of NFRW, and so this is something you can do for your clubs, your members. Each member can do it if they go into my account, but this is a nice feature. You can also, from this menu, submit your club for the spotlight. So if you have something really cool that your club has done, you can go in there and submit pictures and articles. And then our communications director, Lisa Zariak, she'll pick that up and put it out on our club spotlight that shows up in the Capital Connection and on our website and stuff. So that's another thing that's really cool. All members have this menu option that says members that once they sign in. And one of the first places that I recommend members go, including the leaders, is to go to this leaders resources. And you can see there's club presidents, state presidents, club treasurers, and state treasurers all have wonderful web pages that can tell them, you know, what to expect with their job, what to do with their job, all the resources they need. And then at the bottom is database training that has information about how they can do those things. I'm going to click on the club presidents real quick so you can see what's in here. We have, you know, an introduction, an incoming club president orientation list. I actually have an updated one of that.
Can't hear
That'll
you.
be posted here pretty soon.
Breaking up.
How to update your club. Nobody can hear me?
No, you're
Oh.
breaking up.
We're breaking up.
So it's saying my internet is unstable.
No surprise.
Probably the Chinese are trying to get into us. Let's see, what can we do about that? Let me switch to a different let's hope that worked. Let me know if you can hear me better.
I can.
Okay,
Mhm. Yes.
Much better.
okay. So Roxanne, you have your hand up?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. So on this page, and I'm not sure why it's not showing quite right. Okay. I don't know why it's doing that. Anyway, it has a checklist for success. It talks about how to work with all the different deadlines, calendars. The awards are listed here, policies and procedures, bylaws, everything that she needs to be a successful club president is here. And then as you see down under leadership resources, there's, some of the frequently asked questions, guidelines for the club involvement in federal races, the frequently asked questions, benefits of NFRW membership. This is a really good tool for recruiting members. And then let's see, how to perform administrative functions in the database, everything there, how to download your membership cards for your members, all the things that I kind of highlighted earlier.
Yeah, I
but
know how
that's
to do
what's in
that.
there. If you go back to the leader resources under club treasurers, there are a ton of information in here for treasurers to learn basically what are the basic treasurer duties. What are the club fees for NFRW? The benefits of NFRW membership again. How do you collect dues during the convention years and how important they are for representation? Updating addresses and other contact information. Record keeping, there's a sample monthly treasurer report, which is very helpful for new treasurers. A dues report, a form for announcing new officers. Applying for an EIN is very important. And then down at the bottom, we have a couple links for the FEC and the IRS for any tax forms or rules that we need to be aware of. So I always recommend that club treasurers and presidents look at that. The next thing that is available on here that I think is important is these videos and e-publications. These are all of our past events that we've done here at NFRW. So you can see if you missed the social media content creation with Canva, you can come watch it here. It goes back several years, but even if we, the True the Vote event that we had with Catherine Engelbrecht, all kinds of great information. And you can always pull one of these like bite-sized tools and use that as a program for your club meeting. Lots of good information there. The other thing I wanted to point out here is the Capital Connection newsletter. There are all of the past newsletter issues are here.
Ooh, wow.
And if you have not been keeping up with what membership committee has been putting out, I recommend you go read through some of these because all year long we've been giving out great ideas and different things. And I'll touch on a few of them when we get to our committee website. But great information is in those newsletters. Get to the top here. Also under members is the general resources and forms. If you have any questions about what awards forms are here, what the awards are, the different committees are doing with awards, this is the page to come to. Information about the membership awards criteria, political and campaign awards, and it has the forms there so that you can do your reporting easily. The other one I wanted to point out is again the deadlines. This deadlines calendar is for this year is pretty close to being over. We've got October 1 coming up and when we start collecting renewals for existing members. And then November 11th is the bylaws amendment deadline. But next year, because it's a convention year, there's going to be a lot of very important deadlines for getting your dues in, reporting your delegates, and all of that. That is very important. So this is going to be a big page to refer back to come 2025. The other thing that a lot of members don't know is out here is if you click on members and go to directories and contacts, you can find anybody that is in the database from here. There's a member directory. This again is available only to members, so it's not going out to the public. But all of your standing committees, special committees, if you click on the standing committees, you can see the list of members and their emails are there. So if you have a question about bylaws, you can come here, click on Brenda's email and send her a quick email. Or if you want to send something to the whole committee, you could do that. Then if you have any question about who's on your state board, you can come in here and you can see everybody that's on your state board. One of the things I always tell everybody is to add your picture to your personal profile page. And this is why. So it shows up here and everybody can recognize who is who on your state board. And then the last part I wanted to show you is the committee and issue resources. There's a couple that I think are very great to look at. The campaigns and elections gives you all kinds of great information for going out and talking to your legislators. Election integrity is a big thing right now. It's how we're trying to, keep the elections fair, and it talks about different ideas that you can do. But my favorite one here is the membership committee. And since we're talking about it, I'm going to bring it up. So on the right here has our status. We're about to, I'm hoping this next week, update this to 80% towards our 70K goal. And then we have these slides that we created that are easy little things that talk about what makes a healthy club in different categories. Just kind of best practices. And then we have some videos that kind of talks about it. In the Capital Connection last week and this week, we were talking about the recruiting and retention one, and having a membership event, at least one per year. There's some great videos over here on the right. Down below here, the second one, it's an outreach video that we created that you can show to people that may not know what NFRW is about and the structure of NFRW. It's a great recruiting tool. And then we have more details about the 70K, empowering 70K voices that's on here. And then down below, we have some of the things that we've put out on our Capital Connection. 10 tips to grow membership. The Just Ask. This is one thing that we found from a lot of the clubs that were achieving 70K status. They were telling us how they got their 25%. And most of it was just asking somebody. Here's some people that you can ask to join that would love to join. This is a new graphic that I think is pretty impressive because a lot of people think that we're part of the RNC. We're not. We work together. And so this shows that in a graphic of who does what and how our structure is, but then we all work together to elect candidates. And then as you go down, there's some old links in here that still have good ideas. And then there's, South Dakota, they had some great winning strategies. So we posted that. So this is something that if you are interested in growing your club, please go and check that out. Let's see. The last thing I want to show you, if you have somebody who is interested in joining us, but you don't have time to do a whole lot, have them come here and go to Join Us and Member Benefits. And this talks about what being an NFRW member gets you. And it's it has lots of great information in here that is good for people to read through. So that's something that I recommend, that you can always put this web page on a business card that you pass out or something like that. So are there any questions about the website? Okay. Anybody have any thoughts about their experience with the website?
No.
Okay.
I've used it a lot and I've found great resources there. It's been really helpful. I appreciate going on there to find out different areas. It can be overwhelming, but it's been very, very helpful for me. I really appreciate being able to go back and get to things I wasn't able to make, the bite-sized things that I had signed up for, but at the last minute couldn't make.
Right.
but also just the ideas for doing different things and just the resources as far as being president for what you can do in the club and the deadlines helps.
Awesome. Thank you, Teresa.
Hi, Lori. It's Barb. Sorry, I was a little late getting on. I was having a little bit of trouble. But I want to thank you how wonderful this is. And I see that we have 29 members on the call with us tonight. I appreciate it. And, you know, I want ladies ask Lori questions because she really, really is here to help all of us. So make sure you ask all the questions you want to Lori.
Well, I have a part 2 if you guys still have time.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I didn't realize how helpful that website is, because I've looked at it, but not really in depth. So I just appreciate you going through everything in depth with us.
Well, awesome. Hopefully you saw a few things that you want to go back and
Yes, I
out
did.
more thoroughly.
Absolutely.
I
Mhm.
have a question.
Yes.
Are all members, do they have access to
members,
all of the
I think so.
website?
I'm good.
They have access, all members have access to that member section.
Mhm.
The admin section is
No.
only available to club presidents and state administrators.
Okay.
So, but the bulk of the website is under the members section.
Yeah,
And
I'll start pushing that at my meetings, for people just to get in the habit of checking in. I check it a lot, but I wanted to ask that because that probably would
now,
be
one of
for
the things that
people.
happens is that's a privilege of being a current member.
Mhm.
So when you join for that year, it's good. And if you don't renew your dues for the next year, March 1, that access goes away.
Okay.
So it's important to get that renewal going so that your access stays
Yeah,
there.
I have never even brought it up. I'm ashamed to say, because I thought it was just for club the presidents and officers. I didn't realize everybody could get in and get this good stuff. So that's good to
Yeah.
know.
And they can go in and they can update their own email address, or if they move their mailing address. There's
Yeah.
a lot of things under their personal profile that they can do. And instead of waiting for someone else to do it for them,
Mhm.
that's a great place to go to.
Well, Barbara is really good about getting info out to everybody, which makes it a lot easier to run a club. I can tell you that.
I'm sorry when I went to the store, I had to get some.
Hello, Lori,
Yes.
Diane Van Paris. I just wanted to ask a couple questions. One is, we always promote everybody to be sure to read Capital Connection on Fridays at my club.
Yeah.
And then as the immediate past president of Florida Federation, and a president of a club, I have a question regarding this whole idea of 70,000 or 70K and membership, because you did say that October 1, we start registering our members for 2025. But I also read something somewhere, I'm not sure where, that in fact, we could have until December to get to our goal.
Yes.
So does that mean those members are automatically covered for the 2025?
No, the way it works, and I'll get to some of these
Oh, maybe it's in the
more
second part.
in-depth questions at the end, but just so you know, the way it works is that if a new member joins in 2024, anytime before midnight on December 31st, it's for 2024. Okay.
Okay.
So if you are a current member in 2024 and you pay your next year's dues between October 1 and December 31st, it counts for 2025.
Right.
And so, and I'll be talking about some of the ideas on this. In the past, we used to just wait until, kind of some of the practices out there has been, we just wait until January to collect dues. However, if you do that, you start way behind the power curve. And truly, you should be collecting all of your renewals
Right.
from October. You
To
could
December.
actually collect them in September, and once they get submitted in October at NFRW, because there's some time that takes to get to NFRW.
Right.
Your goal should be that you have 100% renewals by the end of the year.
Right. Okay. So renewals, yes. And new members, if they sign up, we actually should hold them if they sign up in the last quarter.
I highly recommend against that. Okay, because they're excited about joining now, and they want to get plugged in. If they pay their dues and they don't get any benefit from it until 3 or 4 months away, that's disheartening. So we need to explain to them that, you know, their dues are through the end of the year, and there are different things that some clubs have done, and it's perfectly okay if the clubs want to do this. They might want to give a discount on their club dues. So with the NFRW dues, we can't do that.
Right.
So let's say they collect $50 a year. 20 of that goes to NFRW. Let's say 10 goes to Florida.
5 only goes to Florida.
5 goes to
5.
Florida?
Yeah.
Okay. So the remaining amount, they can give
What?
a discount for a one-time brand new,
Yeah.
right? And that way you can encourage those women to go ahead and join now. And they start getting their benefits right away.
Right.
There's another thing you could do too, is you can say, you get your discount for 2024 if you join now, but if you want to go ahead and pay your 2025 dues, we can collect it all at once and you're good through 2025. So you can go ahead and submit her dues for 2024 and then submit her dues for 2025, and she's good for another year, right?
Right.
So there's some things that you can do there and be creative with. But let me go through, since we're kind of starting to talk about the 70K, let me go through, I have a PowerPoint that I want to show you guys here.
Right.
And it's about growing membership. All right, can you all see that?
Yep.
Cool. So at the beginning of President Julie Harris's term, she gave us a goal of increasing our membership to 70,000. So to achieve this very bold goal, we were at the end of last year, we were at 56,000, some numbers. The membership committee got together and said, how can we do this? And so that's where we came up with this Empowering 70K Voices. And if most of the returning clubs achieve a 25% increase, and new clubs get start with 25 members. Of course, you guys know that it's only a minimum of 10 to start a club. But if by the end of the year they have 25, they also can get 70K status. If they do that, then states will most likely get a 25% increase. And then if we get most of the states with a 25% increase, then we will have 70,000 members. So that's how the 25% has come into play here as our goal.
No, it's not good.
Of course, if everybody got 25%, we'd be way over 70,000. So this was just one way. We know not all clubs are able to do it. Not all clubs are interested in doing it. But if we can encourage most clubs to get to that goal, then we can get to our 70,000 voices.
Lori,
Yes.
I think up until yesterday, we had 9 clubs that have reached this, their 25% over. I think we're probably close to a few more reaching their goal.
Yay.
And when I go on and compare to other states, we are actually have more 25% clubs increase than most states. There's only a few that are past us. So I think we're doing well. We can always do better, but we are well on our way.
You can wait till they're
Very cool.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. So what I do is I pull all the reports the first of every month or soon thereafter. So it won't be until Tuesday this month in September. And then I run through all those reports to see who has actually achieved 25% or a new club has 25 members. And I send out an email to all of the club presidents, letting them know. And of course, you're copied on it, Barb. And the goal is that we celebrate those achievements with the entire state, so everybody else knows that this is possible, and that people are achieving it, and hopefully encourage them to achieve it. So,
Lori, can I ask you one more question about that?
yes.
When I've ordered my pin for my club, because we're one of the 25% over.
Yes.
When are they going to be available? Because I got an email today that said they've been back ordered. Do you have any idea?
I am waiting to hear from the manufacturer when to expect them.
Okay.
So
wonderful.
Hopefully very soon. So I'm anxious to get as many of those in the hands of the people who qualified for them as possible, because that is a key part of this whole program, is to celebrate that success with everybody and have something that you can be proud of and wear it. So one of the questions I've heard from a few people is, why do we even want to grow our membership? Which to me, as a membership director, I don't even know where that comes from, but the reasons why we want to do it and why it's important to do it is, first of all, we're not an exclusive club. We're all about getting as many voters to vote for Republicans. So the best way we can do that is to empower more women voters. If they know that they can be part of this, then they get more engaged, and they're more excited to reach out to their people that they know. It also increases our influence as FFRW, as NFRW, as our individual clubs. You know, when we ask a candidate to come speak, or a senator, a state senator, or a congressman, or somebody to come speak, if they know what we're about, because we have a good influence out there, then they're willing to jump in and be part of that. The next thing is also, if we are focusing on just our own club and all of our members are just happy being, 10 or 15 club members, and we like our club, and we're not reaching out to anybody else, we're eventually going to get old and die, and the club will not be around. So part of this is recruiting new people in, accepting their new ideas, teaching them and training the next generation, so that we have what's termed down below organization perpetuation and longevity.
Being influential.
We want to keep on going. NFRW was founded in 1938. I sure would hate for it to end in 2028, right? We need to keep growing so that we can do this. So it's funny. I want to tell you a quick little story about when I was preparing this slide. I was trying to come up with, when you have an idea of a word in your mind, but you just can't come up with it. I went to ChatGPT and I searched for that. I don't know if you guys know what that is. It's an AI that helps you write things. And I asked, ensuring organizational growth. And what popped up was so encouraging, because let me show you what popped up. It was this list it says, ensuring the continuation of a club involves several key steps. Here's a broad overview that might help. And all of these things are what NFRW provides to all of our club members that we were just talking about. A clear purpose and vision. Make sure the club has a clear mission and vision. This will help keep members motivated and attract new ones. Strong leadership. Having dedicated leaders who are passionate about the club's goals can drive its success. Encourage leadership development and succession planning to encourage that there are always capable people ready to step up. Active membership. Engage current members through regular meetings, activities, and communication. Find ways to make their participation rewarding and enjoyable. Hopefully all of this sounds very familiar to you guys. Recruitment and retention. Continuously recruit new members to bring fresh energy and perspectives. At the same time, work on retaining current members by keeping them engaged and valued. Financial stability. Ensure the club has a solid financial plan. This could involve fundraising, membership fees, or sponsorships. Keep track of the budget and manage funds wisely. That's all part of what was on one of our habits of a healthy club. That's why we have the club treasurer page, so that you can learn how to do all these things. Effective communication. Maintain open lines of communication within the club. This includes regular updates, feedback channels, and clear documentation of decisions and events. Adaptability. Be open to change and ready to adapt to new circumstances. This might mean adjusting the club's activities or structure based on feedback or evolving needs. So the club's needs are going to be changing as you're growing. Community engagement. Build and maintain relationships with local community or relevant networks, which would be elected officials. That's how I read that. This can help with both recruitment and support for the club's activities. Evaluation and improvement. Regularly assess the club's performance and seek feedback. Use this information to make improvements and address any issues. I see this as it's automatically built into our structure. Every 2 years, we have a new club president, we have new state federation presidents, we have a new national president. And that's something that is happens every 2 years, that there is evaluation and improvement. And then the last one is celebrating successes. Recognize and celebrate achievements, both big and small. This helps build morale and motivates members to continue contributing. You know, if you go onto the website and you look at all those awards, that's what that's about. Even if it's just a piece of paper certificate, you guys have done something outstanding, and it's worth celebrating as a club to do to achieve that. And of course, along those lines, the 70K program is all about celebrating successes. We had these pins custom designed just for NFRW and for this purpose. On the left-hand side, you'll see the pin that's available to 70K club members. And on the right-hand side, the same pin in gold is for 70K state board members. So if we go back to what is a 70K club, that's when a club achieves 25% growth over last year. Or a new club gets 25 members. And we've had several new clubs come in with 10, and within a month, they're already at 25 because they're so motivated and excited about it. Once they achieve the status, all members can celebrate with this beautiful pin, and it's also can be used as a pendant. There's a loop on it that you can wear it on your necklace if you want. There are 7 pearls that represent the 70,000 member goal. And then the red stones represent our united Republican voices. So it's something that we hope that you can wear out in public. And when someone says, oh, what a beautiful pin or a beautiful necklace, you can tell them about it and brag about it and invite them to join. So it's all about keep growing, right? The state 70K, the board members of a state that achieves 25% growth qualifies to purchase that pin. So we're 3/4 of the way through the year, almost. Got a couple more days. No, I think we have a month, and we have 4 months until the end of the year. And so just like Barb was asking, or Diane was asking, as far as, you know, do we keep recruiting? And of course, it's an every day, every event, all year long that we're recruiting new members. So with just a few months left, we have some ideas. Hold a membership recruiting event. We recommend doing this event, but it also counts as a meeting. So it's not something extra. It's just something bigger than what you normally do as a club meeting. And these are suggestions. These are ideas that have come to us that we are excited about and want to share with you. So you be creative and figure out what works best within your club, within your community, and do something this fall. So we want it to be something easy, but also something that's special besides just coming to a meeting. You can combine your efforts with other clubs in the same region or the area. so that the workload is dispersed, and that will be very helpful. So we suggest maybe a tea party or a happy hour, something that doesn't take a whole lot of money to throw, but is also special. Then invite some guest speakers. Candidates love to get in front of voters, and voters want to have special access to the candidates. So this is a win-win. Ask, someone who's running for city council or your state Senate seat. And hopefully you could get a congressman or a senator candidate to speak. That would be a really big draw.
I agree.
Invite all registered Republican women. Back at the beginning, we were talking about on the membership website, just ask everybody you know. Well, here's something that is a large group of women that we can invite, that we know that they are part of the Republican values and would like this. I have found, and I would venture to guess, at least 85% of registered Republican women have never heard of NFRW. So, but they want to get involved and be informed, but they just don't know how. And so this invitation just might be hitting a whole lot of people that have never been involved, that can't wait to do it. And you're going to find that they're going to be probably your most motivated volunteers. And you can get your list from your local GOP or the Secretary of State. The local GOP can rank them as far as, how many times they voted for Republicans in the past, how active they are. You might want to focus on those women. But invitations can go out via text, a texting service, or by emails. Both of those are, emails are, relatively inexpensive, and texts are, or you can do snail mail. Paying for postage costs a little bit more. Or you can even do a couple of those to recruit the numbers that you're wanting to come to the event. And then lastly, you want to sign them up on the spot. You want to be prepared to take their new memberships while they're there. And we recommend that part of your program, besides having the guest speakers, is to talk about the benefits of membership and have some tables at the back where people can go join. You can always, one organization did this, and what they did is that they had the entry fee included membership of a club. They just had to then go pick which club they wanted to join. And then the members paid, less because they've already joined. So there's a couple ideas that you can do there. If you join forces with other clubs in your area, you can have all the different clubs at the back of the room with their membership tables set up, and people can go and talk to the different clubs and find out which one's closest to them, which ones they want to join. So we're all not just about recruiting. This event should also be about the current members, and the timing is perfect for this renewal period. So we want it to be also a retention event. We want to engage our current members. All of our members would love to hear the candidates speak and be involved and learn more ways that they can get involved in election integrity and other things. They can renew their memberships for 2025 right there on the spot. And you should always have, and we talked about this, having the goal of 100% of your club is coming back as of January 1st. So that when you start the new year, now you're working on building your club instead of starting from behind the power curve and chasing down people that may not have joined. And then we talked about the dues ideas that you can do, the one-time discount for new members at this time of year. Be sure to know that your club members are going to need to vote on this policy, or you can even make it a bylaw that there's, September through December, they get a discount of so many dollars. I've had some club presidents say, well, then we're not getting all of our dues. Well, here's the thing. You're getting zero if you don't collect it now. So if you collect it now, at least you're getting some. So, and you're getting your members involved and volunteering and really getting engaged with the club. And so to me, it's a win-win. So I encourage everybody to be creative and have fun. And we went through a whole lot of things. So if you have any questions, my email is lgraham@NFRW, and I'm always happy to answer your questions, help you through anything. And then on the website, you can also find our office number too. So I'm going to stop sharing and open up the floor to any more questions.
Is it possible to get slides of all that presentation?
Absolutely. I can send you those slides. I'll send them to Barb and she can get them out to everybody.
Okay, yeah, because I have a board meeting tomorrow morning, so I don't know if
What
it's
time?
10 o'clock.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll be too early or
Helen, what's your email?
it's volthelen@gmail.com.
Spell that out for me.
V as in Victor, OLTZHELEN @gmail.com.
Okay. I'll try and get that to you first thing.
Appreciate it.
But there's also, you know, on the membership committee page, there's all kinds of great information there too.
Mhm.
I really would like to see a lot of the clubs go and check out the healthy habits. We created those because I'll get a call from a club president and she'll be asking me questions. And usually my first thing is, well, what does your bylaws say? And
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many club presidents say, what's a bylaw? And it's like, well, it's your constitution, right? You need to go follow that. And if you find a club does not have a set of bylaws or they're outdated, you can always go to the website and download the latest template and just use that as a plug and play, get your members to vote on it and approve a new bylaws so that everybody's back on the same page.
I don't know if you can hear me.
I
Can
can.
you hear me?
I
Okay.
can.
Does the Federated Women allows opening various clubs close to each other? Or is there some kind of a restriction to some distance from each other?
No.
No.
As far as NFRW is concerned, I know that some states have, you know, county by county, but you can have as many clubs in an area that can support, you know, all of the members.
Well,
Yeah,
we
we
have
have
a
two clubs.
situation, but which is limiting us to recruit because a lot of members, some of the members are either members there or by us, and they cannot be members in both places. So the recruitment makes it hard.
So you're kind of working on top of each other, right? With the same
Yeah,
volunteers?
we are in a very short distance within 3-4 miles,
Okay.
so 5 miles the most.
My guess is that if you reach out to all the registered Republican women, you will have more members than you know what to do with.
Okay.
Because
And Lori,
Yes.
Lori,
Thank you.
we do have in Orlando, we have 5 clubs that are very close to each other. In Naples, we have 2 clubs that are fairly close.
Gosh.
And in my county, we have my club that I belong to and another one, and we're 3 miles apart. And we have some of our members that are associate members of each club,
Mhm.
but we actually have many different members. So it does work out. But I wanted to tell you one more thing, Lori. What we're working on at the state level that has never been done is that we are keeping electronic copies of every club's bylaws.
Oh,
Because we
wonderful.
are constantly asked, do you know my bylaws? No, I'm sorry, we don't. So we actually have a deadline for all clubs to have in their bylaws by September 1, which is tomorrow pretty quick
Saturday.
here.
Yeah.
So we still have clubs that have not turned them in. And that will help alleviate some of your questions when they call you asking, about questions about their bylaws, because they could call the state level and they can get a copy.
That's fantastic. I think that's a great idea. Does anybody else have any other questions?
No,
Well, hello?
Yes.
Yeah, this is I lost my video somehow, but oh well, it's the way it is. It's okay. Yeah, Pam McAloon here, and president of the Pinellas Federated Republican Women. We have 13 clubs in our county. And
wow.
the one thing I've noticed is that we meet in the evening because we have some young women that work during the daytime.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're trying, you try to please everybody, but it is what it is. So we have, evening meetings, and some people are saying, well, I can't drive at night, and I'm, da 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 da. So, and then what they'll do is they'll take their husband. I've told them you can bring your husband to our meetings anytime you want to, certainly.
Yeah.
So they'll go to these other clubs that don't say women on it, but we are Republican women. We're Pinellas Federated Republican Women. And so and the other thing we've done too, we've had candidate forums. We do issues. And I came up with an idea. I read a book by Harold Hamm. He invented horizontal drilling. And so I read it cover to cover, and have gotten in touch with him. We're thinking of maybe bringing him to our club, maybe doing a joint thing with the Republican Executive Committee of Pinellas County. Bring him up and talking about energy and how it is so important to our economy, explaining how. It's a great book. So we'll see if we can get him. That would actually be in October.
Yeah, that'd be a great,
to
that
help
would be a
sway the
great
election.
time. That would be
Yeah.
a great event to do a membership drive.
What's the name of the book? again?
It's called Game Changer, and it's Harold Hamm. Harold Hamm. And how did I find him? On Facebook Messenger. I just kept going after, saying, hey, let's be friends. let's talk. And he was kind of toying with me for a little while, and I thought, okay, really, if you cannot, or you do not want to tell us much about energy and how it is really important to our economy. Economy is a huge issue with voters. And could you recommend somebody else? He said, I'll do it. So we'll see what happens there. I really hope.
So Pam, you could, if you want to, get together with the other clubs in your area, bring this guy as a speaker, as the headliner, right?
Right.
Turn it into a membership recruiting and retention, and then have each club have their table at the back that members can go and renew with their current club, or new people can go and pick the club that they want to join. That's a great opportunity to do that with.
Right. And I was thinking again, education. This club, since we've opened, we've had educational events one after another.
Yeah.
But of course, having candidates come speak is extremely important, especially the forums. So anyway, just something I wanted to share with everybody.
Yeah, all those things are great creative things that you could always at this event throw in a service project, right?
Right. Well, that's a good idea.
Bring something for the the border patrol or whatever, do something like that. Or school supplies. It's school time. You could always throw in a service project. So you bring that community involvement in, you bring in, and it showcases all of what NFRW is about. By the way, I wanted to show you the pin. Can't really see it on when I'm sitting.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
It is absolutely, and it's heavy. It's not heavy, but it's heavy. So it's not like a flimsy pin. It's actually very well made. So
it's beautiful.
Lori, I wanted to tell you something that we're working on right now with our Republican Party of Florida. I have a good relationship with our chairman with the Republican Party of Florida. I also sit on the executive committee with them. And we've been talking, and he actually wants to work with the Federated Women. So we're trying to figure out we have 4 quarterly meetings a year, and we're trying to figure out where he will give us space to set up at the quarterly meetings to do some recruiting.
that's awesome.
yeah, we're working on that right now. So what we would do is have whichever city we're in, we'd have those clubs come and man a booth so that, you know, we
Nice.
can try to pick up some clubs there because, you know, not that we follow the Republican Party of Florida, but we all have the same end game, and that's to get Republicans elected. And
Exactly. And one of the things you can use that graphic that shows the different, you know, the RNC and then, you know, NFRW and
mhm,
how we work together, but we're separate,
we're
right?
separate, right?
That's
And that
also a good thing you can share with people.
right, and you know there are some local RECs that don't want to work with the federated, and he knows that, and he is trying to build the relationships so that they will work with the FFRW because you know, I don't want to say it, but you know, we are the worker bees, we are the grassroots,
Right.
and they
Right.
need to realize that. So he is willing to help us because we also have many counties that we don't have a club in right now.
Right.
Mm.
So
I
that would
highly
help
recommend
us.
sharing that graphic with him
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you,
because
Lori.
that will help him communicate what we do and how we work together, right?
Right.
That's awesome. So I see in the chat, I've got a couple questions. It says, let's see, Diane said the FFR state board hasn't been updated. Who is responsible to update the state board? So,
We got that. We already realized that.
okay, so Barb, you send me the email and we'll get it going. Or is the
Okay.
profile not updated?
Right. We'll do
Okay.
that for you.
Okay. And then Joan asked, do associate members have to be women and do they have to be a member of another club? So in our bylaws, we're allowed to have men as associate members.
Mm-hmm.
And so they, of course, cannot be a primary member of any club, but they can join. And a lot of clubs use this as an income stream because you don't have to, you don't send any dues, any of those dues to NFRW. And I don't know if you send them to state or not, but we don't collect those dues. So
Right.
it's a fundraising effort to get, you know, and also extending our reach. But if you're a woman, you do need to be a member, a primary member of a club, and then you can be an associate of another club.
Right.
And Lori, you know what I tell our clubs is you know, recruit the husbands of your members as an associate member because they help us when we need the help, like at a fundraiser. They will come and they will help us, and I've never seen it to be a problem. They're ready to help us.
Oh,
So that's always
absolutely.
a good tool to get those you know, spouses or
Mhm.
children or whatever to come in and be an associate member if they're over 18 and help us.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, and here's the thing. Then he goes to work and he talks about, oh, this weekend I was doing a Florida Federation of Republican Women event. And they're like, what? And so he starts talking about it, right? So it's good to have as many people involved as possible to extend our reach.
right.
Well, they help us set up tents, that's for sure.
They do. You're right.
Fantastic. Well, we have 1 minute left in the meeting. Is there, or in the Zoom, is there any other questions?
No.
Nope.
You've done a great job, Lori. Thanks so much for
Yes.
the ideas. I think it's just, if you can take some time, if you're just sitting at the hairdresser getting your hairs done or your nails done, and you can peruse along this website. I mean, it really has more information than you can even imagine. I think whenever I was a membership chair, brand new, they had a calendar of different ideas for each month that was very helpful. So you guys have really upped your game on the website and really appreciate it. Just a lot of information. And like Teresa said, if you miss something, you don't have to completely miss it. You can go back and review the information. So thank you so much to the whole crew at NFRW.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
We
it was well
definitely,
worth it.
I'm excited to get it out there for more people to see because I think a lot of people don't even know it
Right.
exists.
Right.
And the more resources that people see, the more effective they're going to be you know, as a leader of the club or as a member of the club. So
Right. Right. Yeah. It's
fantastic.
very, very, very helpful.
Yes, it
And
was.
Lori, I wanted to thank you for, taking your time out of your
Right.
evening to join us and, agree to come and do this Zoom meeting. It's been very beneficial. So I really and truly appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Me
I was honored you wanted me on.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to big things from FFRW. So
All righty. Thank you.
thank you
Thank
guys.